Yeah, I'm excited about that. I think it's it's a cool opportunity. The truth is, as soon as Tyson announced that he was going to fight, and it was a little bit more relaxed at the beginning, I put a call into his wife and said, I want to open the show. I want to fight. And, when it was at first just kind of seemed like it was going to be sparring, and even though now it's still being called an exhibition, I'm not sure. But the commission got involved, and I did have a stroke about 10 years ago, and Lisa said, you're not fighting. And then there was no argument. Once the commission was involved and I was going to have to pass medicals, I couldn't even argue anymore, because I know that I can't pass a brain scan with the stroke.
Absolutely. Talk to me about your role in it. Obviously, WBC are appointing you as a honorary judge as such. So what have you been told? Have you been told what rules and regulations are you playing by as such?
Let me step up. We actually, it's a 10-9 scoring, even though I read somewhere that it wasn't going to be 10-9 scoring, and they're very serious about it. We've had a couple of Zoom calls to make sure everybody's on board, and we know how to make the everything work as far as scoring remotely. So no, it's serious as far as me anyway, as being a judge. I'm taking it very seriously, and who knows, Tyson's talking about fighting other people, so I don't want to be the one that makes a wrong move with this.
You mentioned you've seen a few different sets of rules, and I think there's a lot of confusion over it. There seems to be a set of rules by 3 or 4 different sort of outlets as such. So as far as you're concerned, you've got 10-9s. They're saying no knockouts allowed. In terms of WBC's standard point, is there potential for knockouts? I mean, if it happens, it happens, right?
I think anytime you get in the ring that there's a potential for a knockout. And, I mean, it doesn't matter how old Mike Tyson is. That guy's still going to bring the hammers. So no matter how old Mike Tyson is, he's still going to bring big power, big punches. Roy still has fantastic speed. So I won't be surprised if we see a knockdown. And then my understanding is, because of the California Commission, the referee would step in, and then actually the fighter has as much time as they need to decide to get going again, or maybe the referee would at that point stop the fight. So it's not going to be a 10-second knockdown. And then if you can make it up and get started again, we'll continue. This could be a 2 minutes to get recovered, and then continue on. So it's going to be a little different. I think a lot of people are going to be kind of playing along or changing the rules as we move forward. I mean, with me and the WBC, as far as scoring, we're set. We know what we're going to do. But with the California Commission, I've had several dealings with the California Commission, so I feel like anything could happen.
Absolutely. So it's yourself, Vinny Paz, and Chad Dawson, who will be the 3 judges on the night. Just tell me, how did it come about? Was it Mauricio Suleiman who contacted you? How did you find out and get the call about doing this?
Yeah, right. Actually, it was out of the blue. I had no idea. I got a call from Mauricio Suleiman and Jimmy Birchfield, the promoter for the event. And, to me, it's a huge honor. I'm happy to some way be connected and involved with the event. There's going to be a lot of money raised. And my understanding is the frontline workers are going to receive a big portion of that, if not all of it. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to be a part of this event. I think it's good for us old-time boxing fans. We want to see these guys do their thing.
Absolutely. I mean, Mike Tyson well. You've boxed on many of his undercards when you were both with Don King. Talk to me about your personal experience with Mike Tyson outside of the ring. What's he like as a person, and is he different now than he was, say, in the early 90s?
Mike Tyson was always very, very nice to me, very good to me. Back in the Don King days, he actually bought a little BMW for me that I'm still driving today. Less like I have 70,000 miles on it or something. But it's fun that I tell people, hey, this is a car that Mike Tyson bought for me, just to see their reaction. Mike Tyson's a great dude, and I think he finally is at peace with himself. And now is the time, in his mind, I'm sure it's too bad he's not 44, because if he were 44, he really, really would be coming back with a vengeance and ready to make a mark in boxing, real boxing. Not just exhibitions, not fighting other ex-champions and older guys. I think he would be back in the sport.
Why do you think it's taken so long for him to want to be back in the ring? Why has he had this sudden relight fire?
I don't know. I personally, I know that most mornings when I wake up, I think I can do it one more time. So he's just at the point, probably he is comfortable in his life now, and he knows that how much boxing gave to him and how much he gave to boxing. So he sees this as a way that he can help others. And it's a great, it's going to be his platform from now on. It's people know him as Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion ever. So it'll be what he's always involved in. And this is his way of staying involved in the sport he loves and giving back to all the people that are in so much in need right now.
I wanted to ask you, you mentioned there you feel sometimes you wake up, feel you can still do it yourself, and you wanted to be on this card, as you mentioned earlier. For those who obviously have never stepped in a ring or never boxed professionally or even as an amateur, what is it about boxing that people can't let go of it?
Oh, good question. Great question. I mean, I think it's so many athletes we see have a hard time letting go, whatever sport it may be. Um, you want to hear the fans cheer one more time. You want that excitement one more time. And, of course, the paydays that come along with professional sports of any kind, that's always nice. But I think to feel relevant, in the sport that you love, and just to have that thrill one more time of preparing for the fight, walking that ring walk, and hearing the crowd roar one more time.
Now, of course, you are still involved in boxing, promoter yourself. Would you like to put on a exhibition event like this yourself one day in the future?
It would be great. I wish, I wish I could have thrown my hat in the ring and been the promoter for this event. Of course, anytime you have guys like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, it would be so exciting to be able to be part of that. But of course, with that excitement, you have to have a full crew of people that are willing to help, because I'm sure there are a lot of fires that are being put out today. We're just what are we, like 3 days away? So I'm sure as it gets closer and closer, there's always those things at the last minute that need all of your attention. So I'm sure Jimmy Birchfield's a busy man right now.
Absolutely. And Chris, just very finally, last one from me. A lot of people see the negatives in this. They look at both the men's ages. They don't feel it may not be safe for them to be entering the ring. Obviously, you clearly are very excited about the prospect of the fight. And obviously, as a former athlete, you know what they're doing and what they're putting themselves through. What is it about the event that you are excited about, and what are the pros of this event?
The pros are obvious. They're going to raise a lot of money for people that are needing that money right now. I mean, not just this country, but the world has been, it's been hurt so badly by COVID, and for them to think, hey, let me use boxing to go out and raise some money and to really do something positive is great. I mean, the negatives are obvious. It is always hard when you see fighters get back in the ring at 52, 54. And your concerns. I mean, Roy's been knocked out a few times. Um, there are true concerns, but I think we have to look at the positive and what this is going to do to give boxing a shot in the arm, but also to give the world a shot in the arm.
Is it a shame there's no fans going to be there in attendance because of COVID?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. It is a big shame, and it's terrible, because I think that's going to take away from the edge that Tyson and Roy Jones will both be bringing to the ring. It will be more of and maybe this works out to the best as well, but maybe it will be more of a sparring session, I think, because there will be no fans, and those fans and the cheers and the boos, everything gets you fired up and a little bit on edge as you make that ring walk, get the introduction. So to do it to an empty house will be it'll be kind of sad, but again, maybe they're going to have some fake yays and boos and stuff in the audience, and those guys will. I'm sure that they're going to put on a great show, and again raise a lot of money.
Absolutely, Christy. All the best for Saturday night and judging this one, and thank you for joining me and Pro Boxing Fans in your time.
Thank you so much.